the brains behind
Oh boy.
the Art of Sealing podcast, Roberto
The
Nacarado.
brains. Thank you.
Rob, you're the sales and marketing manager for Elasto Proxy.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Okay. Elasto Proxy makes seals, gaskets, and installation.
Yes,
We're
we do.
a rubber fabricator.
Yes, we are.
What on earth are you doing podcasting?
That's a good question. So a question we've been getting a lot today, actually, is to people who've been interviewing saying, well, they come to our booth and they're wondering, well, hold on a second, you're not a media company. So what are you doing podcasting? And what we're trying to do here, and we're a small company in Canada, and we have international locations. We have a location in the U.S., we have a location in Belgium, but we're still a small company. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to broadcast ourselves. And we are trying to use social media to do that with. But we also understand that there's a lot of small companies around CanSec over here that maybe don't have the knowledge or have the will, or where do I start? How do I do this, right? So we're trying to help them out at the same time and saying, well, come interview, talk about your company. We want to understand what your company does and how they support the defense industry, and use our platform to broadcast the message on.
That's great, and we've had really good success today, and you were here last year as well doing this.
Absolutely, yes. Last year was actually pretty funny. They would come to our booth expecting to see our products, and they would find microphones and headphones, and then like, well, hold on a second, aren't you a rubber company? Yeah, we are. We still are. So and this is where we are now. We've moved up to videos, as you can see.
It's great. It's great. And so let's talk about the fact that Elasto Proxy is a rubber company.
Absolutely.
There are lots of companies that fabricate rubber products and gaskets. What makes Elasto Proxy different?
I think it's our culture, Steve, and I think that's a good question. I've been with Elasto Proxy for almost 5 years, and the culture for Elasto Proxy is completely different from what I've seen, not only for rubber manufacturers, but a lot of companies out there. We have a thirst of knowledge. We want to learn, and we want to share that knowledge with our customers, or anyone actually. And I think that's what makes us different, makes us completely different from our competitors out there. Is because we want to make sure that our customers are properly educated, know the right things, make sure they're speccing the right product in there, because that's where it all starts. If you start over-speccing or under-speccing, you're creating more of a mess than anything else. So I think our knowledge, 30 years the company's been existing.
Right.
With Doug and Donna Sharp that started the company in 1989, and they've accumulated that wealth of knowledge and also transferred that wealth of knowledge onto us. We have my colleagues, Paulo, Phil, have been with the company for 15 years. Paulo is our operations manager. Phil is our production manager. I love to mention them in my sales speech, as you can say, because the fact that they do have 15 years each of experience that we're able to pull from and use that to help our customers with.
That's great. So the Elasto Proxy story is fantastic. I mean, it's essentially a family-run business that still has that family feel to it as part of the culture.
Absolutely.
The caring about the employees and caring about the customers as well.
Absolutely.
Now, is Elasto Proxy for anybody that needs rubber products that are innovative? Are some not a fit?
We're a niche custom rubber gasket manufacturer. Okay. So we're looking for customers that really have no idea how to begin or where to start, right? If it's really high volume, I'll be straightforward. It's going to be a tough fit for us, because we're not geared for that. We're geared for customers that are looking for a solution, that that added value services, that want us to help with their supply chain.
Sure.
So again, there's a special fit of customer that we're looking for.
Okay. So if you want a commodity product, low cost is all you care about. This is not a fit, and you're very candid about that.
No, and we're very candid about that. Am I the cheapest in the market? Not whatsoever. Not because price is not important for us. It's because we know customers are looking for quality products, or a know-how, or a capability that they don't have or understand. So they do come to us, and with that, well, unfortunately, when you do talk about price, we have to kind of not overlook it, but it cannot be the primary reason why you would come and just see us. If we want the cheapest, well, no, it's not Elasto Proxy.
Sure. It's the value-added services. That's what I'm hearing from you. And the way that Elasto Proxy cuts rubber is with water jet cutting.
Absolutely.
What are some of the advantages there?
Well, water jet cutting, the advantage, if we take die cutting, for example, right? Because that's usually the method that we compete against is die cutting. So die cutting, you're not going to get those precise edged finishes that you're going to get with water jet. You're not going to get a smooth finish with the water jet cutting, but you're not going to get those 90-degree corners that you get in like die cutting. You're not going to get that, right?
Right.
Also, die cutting, you have to pay a tool. So once you pay that tool gets fabricated and you're die cutting, and let's say tomorrow your design changes and you want to move a hole over a couple of centimeters. Well, guess what? You got to get it yourself when you die, or we rework that die for that die cutting machine. Whereas with water jet, just change the drawing, and that's it. No cost there.
No cost. So since we're here at CanSec, we can talk about a military application hypothetically. If I'm designing a military vehicle and I want to redesign a hatch,
yes,
I might go through multiple iterations. If I were to die cut that gasket, I've got to buy a tool each time, scrap the tool.
Absolutely.
Very expensive. But
Absolutely.
With water jet cutting, you're saying you can just, it's a toolless process.
Absolutely. Toolless process. There's a setup involved to it, obviously, right? But again, to do R&D work or to do some prototyping, great process to use. Great process because, like you said, there's no tooling. It's quick. Send us a drawing. We'll put it onto our software. We'll get that translated for the water jet machine to be able to cut out, and away you go.
Great. So water jet cutting is not all that Elasto Proxy does. We have here at CanSec some really amazing insulation samples that are put together.
Absolutely.
Can you talk about how they're made, what they do, and why they matter?
Sure. So we do thermal and acoustic insulation, right? So depending, obviously, what your need is, do you want to keep heat away from a certain area? Do you want to keep sound away from a certain area? Do you want to absorb sound because you're in that environment where the sound is being produced, So depending what your needs are, you give us a call. We go through a series of questions to make sure that we understand exactly how the environment around you is, and we custom laminate our sheets ourselves. And then again, through water jet process, if need be, we can cut them out, we can kit them, we could label them, so it's easier for you guys for the customers to install. We put an adhesive backing, so there's no need to use industrial sprays or glues to be able to stick that onto your substrate. It comes with a pretty aggressive adhesive, so tried, tested, and true. We were able to do that. So
that's the value add, and
Absolutely.
That's why even though you're not competing on low cost, you're competing on high value.
Absolutely. With the markets these days in terms of labor shortages for skilled laborers, companies are finding it tough to find people and keep people. So if they're in growth mode, if you got to grow 18%, for example, year over year, well, you can't necessarily grow your staff by 18%. So you got to start using your supply chain. You got to leverage your supply chain. So that's where we come in. We're the experts of making gaskets, right?
Right.
I'm not going to pretend we're not going to start making tanks tomorrow. So we're not experts in making tanks, but we are experts in gaskets. So use us. Use us to do that. Don't use one of your welders or use one of your employees to make the gasket. Have them do what they're good at, what you're good at. Have us do what we're good at.
Great. Do you think that in terms of using the welder to cut and bond, that companies sometimes overlook what their true costs are?
Oh man, it's hard to put into words how much money is being overlooked. Like they're so focused on, I can do it myself, so it has to be cheaper, right?
Right.
So, but have you taken into account the opportunity cost you're losing with that welder, being able to weld more parts for the vehicle? Also, the cost of manipulating raw material. Mm-hmm. The difference between them cutting it out and us providing a cut part, and all they got to do is install. You're saving money there.
Sure. Sure.
It's all the hidden costs that are not. What if you get the bad raw material that has to go back? It has to be returned. You got to deal with the return on that, the transport costs to return, the delays. Whereas, we inspect all our parts going out, so we know the parts going out are exactly what's needed. And that you want to receive them, they're inspected. Obviously, they're going to do their own inspection, but they know they can get that installed. So just there alone, there's cost savings.
Good. And you talked about inspection and that brings to mind AS9100,
Yes.
which is something new for Elasto
Absolutely.
Proxy. Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that. It's a big achievement.
Very proud of that. It took us some time to understand exactly what AS9100 consisted of and what we had to do to prepare ourselves for that. And as much as it's for the aerospace industry, we're using the practices and what we learned from that in all of the industries that we do business with, right? So it's not just military, it's not just defense, not just aerospace that we do business with, but we do food equipment, we'll do enclosures, medical devices. So by learning what it takes to be AS9100, we're able to apply that in all the industries in there.
It's great. So Elasto Proxy has grown. There are multiple locations.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So we have our head office is in Beaubriand, which is north of Montreal in Quebec. We have a second location in Canada, Newmarket, Ontario, about 40 minutes north of Toronto. We have a location in South Carolina, Simpsonville, South Carolina. Great place, beautiful people. And we have a brand new location that we opened up about a year and a half ago in Belgium, so in Ghent, in Belgium in Europe.
That's great. That's great. So what are some things you'd like people to know about Elasto Proxy that we haven't talked about yet?
Oh, good question, Steve. We're a flexible company. We're a fun company. We like to have fun. Again, we love to share our knowledge. So I want to make that clear to everybody that we want to share what we know as much as possible, because we know that by our customers understanding what our products are and how to use them on their application saves us time. It saves them time.
Sure.
And that's where, again, hidden costs, going back to those hidden costs, well, it's right there. So message going out, please use us, abuse us in terms of getting to know what rubber gaskets are with different types of material. How do we design a gasket? Give us a call, please, and we'd be more than happy to help out.
It's great. And so with the growth at the company, multiple locations, very clear focus, very clear mission, where do you see Elasto Proxy in 5 years?
Our vision, we plan every year for our vision. We're looking to increase our growth in the western part of the U.S. Maybe add a location there. Clyde Sharp might kill me for saying that, but that's part of our vision that we want to expand.
It's also part of being transparent, which
Absolutely.
is an Elasto Proxy approach to communication.
Absolutely, we don't hide anything. We're obviously, if we do sign NDAs, yes, we do hide that part of it. When dealing with the military, we do sign quite a few NDAs, but no, we are transparent. We do want to make sure that the customer knows exactly what's going on. But going back to your question in terms of where we see us in 5 years, we want to develop our own proprietary products, things that we've invented, things that we've done our research and we've developed. So that's something that we are working on. Again, expanding more in the aerospace industry, getting customers in the aerospace industry to understand what we do, so they can leverage our knowledge in that. And again, expand our reach, western part of the USA, expand our reach a bit more in Europe, touch different countries, and see how we can help everyone.
That's great. That's great. So for low to volume quantities,
yes,
that are innovative, that require knowledge, experience, and expertise, Elasto Proxy is the winner.
Absolutely. Come and visit us at elastoproxy.com and be more than happy to help you guys out.
All right, fantastic. On behalf of the Art of Sealing podcast, I'm Steve Melito. I'm here with Roberto Nacarado, Sales and Marketing Manager. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Steve.